My job is to make sure that we do the right things at the end of the day, one way or another.
I have a duty as a member of the industry to try and get us regulated, to try and move the industry in a more responsible direction.
You know, making as much as I can so I can donate as much as I can to what hopefully are some of the world's most efficient and effective.
I got into finance in the first place to try and maximize the amount that I can donate to some of the most effective causes.
Lives a relatively understated life for a billionaire. He drives a Toyota Corolla to FTX's offices in the Bahamas. He lives with 10 roommates and a golden doodle named Gopher. Sometimes sleeps under his desk.
You know, for better or for worse, not the person most tempted in the world to go to the beach. I enjoy it being there. I like going there once every couple months, but I don't spend a lot of time outside. I'm pretty much just in the office.
So you don't look like you have a tan or anything?
No, not so much. If you want to maximize the amount of good you do, maximize the positive impact that you can have on the world, what does that imply? What does that mean you should do with your life? And I think it sort of grew out of like, here's a group of charities, you're going to donate $100, which will save the most lives, right? Which saves the most lives per dollar donated. In the end, my goal is to do as much good as I can for the world.
It was going to be a celebration of Giselle and Sam's shared passion for making the world a better place, which has been a driving force in both of their careers.
You said you always wanted to get rich, but not for the reasons you might expect. Can you explain that?
So I started to get involved in effective altruism, which is basically a movement looking at, if you want to have positive impact on the world, how do you maximize that? Or at least do the best that you can. Like, think about it not in terms of like, do at least 1 unit of good, but instead of like, how many units of good can you do, given, you know, what resources you have at your disposal. And so I sort of went to a lot of charities that I thought were doing really great work, and basically just asked them, like, what can I do? Like, what would be the thing that I could do that would help you guys be as impactful as possible?
What has become obvious to me since joining FTX is that we are more than just the fastest growing crypto company globally. We are a company whose core belief is that people with passion can change the world.
Well, are you thinking of buying a house to live in, or where do you live?
So I live in, nine colleagues and I bought a large apartment together near our office that we live in. The things that I've been arguing for are more regulation for the industry. I think that's what's right for the country.
What impact would you want to leave on the world long term?
I don't give a about my legacy. Like, I care about the impact that I have. At the end of the day, what matters is the impact I have, not whether anyone knows.
How is it the case that you guys are so much better off than your peers? If Coinbase, for example, said trading volume was down 30%, how are you guys immune from this?
I don't think we're immune from it, but I think there's two differences. One is just like, we put a lot of work into trying to really grow out our footprint over the last year, which is counteracting a lot of it. And some of that's just continually releasing new features, new products, new ways for people to use the platform.
Do you have a sense of how much of your fortune you'd be willing to give away in the end?
I mean, in the end, I think almost all of it, right? Like in the end, the way I think about it basically is something like, well, I don't know, maybe like 1% of it or something, I'll, end up using on myself. But
I'm not particularly excited to dive into luxury. I'm not excited about yachts. And I both think it's not what I should do with my money. I think I should be thinking about how I can help the world with it. It also just isn't who I am.